Okay, folks, I'd like to welcome you to this year's band camp finale. My name is Mr. Rausch. I'm right here on the track, and while they're going to be getting set up for our first thing, probably most of the parents here, we've done this before, kind of know the routine. We end our band camp with a little, just a little showdown for you guys, to show you what we've been working on all week. And we break this down. We're going to do a little march-off contest. Drumline's going to play a few things, and we're going to play our show for you. And we should be done within half hour, 45 minutes, and then I know our music boosters have put together a great cookout for us back in the courtyard at the school. So I want to just let you know that how proud I am with these kids. We've been working here all week in the heat. Probably the hottest week of the summer had to be during band camp. So we were able to get through it. It rained a couple of times, cooled us off a little bit, but this is a really unique group, and what we were able to accomplish in the 6 days was actually tremendous. And I don't want to sound like I say that each year, but for whatever reason, there's something unique and special about this group right here. That since day one, we were clicking on and making things happen. So the first thing we're going to show you right off the bat is we've been doing this march off on the last day for several years, and it's a nice way for us to show you what we kind of been working on, and how do we get 130 people on the field doing all the same thing in all the movements, and we do kind of marching band type style movements. So this is what we call a march off. I asked the band members this morning before we started the day, I asked them to raise their hands if they had met somebody or became friendly with somebody that they never knew before they started band camp. And a matter of fact, all the hands went up. And that's the other thing that we like to do with band camp, because we have so many people. It's a time for us to come together, to meet, to introduce ourselves, for that special band bond that we create here, and that's what this week was about. And I know that several of your own children probably came home, were probably talking about names of students that they met, or hey, this one's funny, this one's weird, this one's great, and I met this one, and so forth. And that's where it kind of came together. And if your son or daughter came home and just passed out because they were so tired, awesome. I did my job to help you out, to get them out of the house for the last 6 days, so hope you enjoyed that. We did. Hard-working kids. We're going to start our march-off, and all march-off simply means is we're going to give a series of commands. If they mess up the command, they are out. Detail to the ready. Courtney, I think Courtney can do it unless you want to help her. Okay, we're going to be very picky. Detail to the ready. Detail. 10. Hut. Feet, stomach, chest, shoulders, elbows, shins, eyes. Band, are you ready? No! Band, are you ready? No! To the ready. Detail, 10, hut. Detail, left face. Detail, about face. Detail, right face. Detail, about face. Detail, about face. Detail, left face. Detail, left face. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Detail, left face. Detail, about face. Dr. B. Mark, time, march. Backwards, march, and 1. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Mark, time, march. Backwards, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Backwards, march. Forward, march. Mark, time, march. Left V, march. Mark, time, march. Backwards, march. Mark, time, march. Right, fade, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Mark, time, march. And hold and stop. At ease. Let's do that to 130. And to the ready. Detail. Hut 10. Hut. Detail. About face. Dr. B. Mark. Time. March. Forward. March. Mark. Time. March. Backwards. March. Mark. Time. March. Forward. March. Left flank. March. Left flank. March. Right flank. March. Left flank. March. Left flank. March. Right flank. March. Backwards. March. Mark. Time. March. Backwards. March. Backwards. March. Mark. Time. March. Forward. Battery died. If you didn't hear that last command, all we heard was forward. If you want to head back in, we'll give you another chance at that one. Okay, let's try this again. Apologies, detail to the ready. Detail, 10, hut. Detail, right face. Detail, about face. Detail, right face. Detail, left face. Dr. Pete. 130. Mark, time, march. Left fade, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Backwards, march. Hit the line on 8. If they don't, they're out. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Mark, time, march. Band, hold, and stop. At ease, we're going to do the silent block drill. Silent block. Listen carefully. I'm going over the directions once. Going over the directions once. You mess up, you're out. Mark time 8. Forward 8. Left fade 8. Mark time march. Backwards march. Right fade 8. Mark time march. Forward march. You do that routine. To the ready. So 130. Detail, 10, hut. Do not move your feet unless you're moving forward. Mark, time, march. Jake, you're out. halt, and stop. Okay, there's too many of you out here. We're going to have to fix that. Here we go. Face the stands, please. Face your parents. To the ready. Detail, attend, hut. Detail, left face. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Detail, left face. Detail, about face. Detail, about face. Detail, right face. Detail, about face. Dr. Beat. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left fade, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Backwards, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left fade, march. Mark, time, march. Backwards, march. Right fade, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Right fade, march. Backwards, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Mark, time, march. Right fade, march. Mark, time, march. Backwards, march. Mark, time, march. Forward, march. Left fade, march. Mark, time, march. Band, hold, and stop. Let's move Dr. Beat up to 150. At ease. To the ready. What I'm looking for, judges, if they're not hitting a line on the 8th count for backwards marches, anything, they're out. If they do a swing out and takes them 2 steps to get on the yard line, they are out. Detail, 10, hut. Feet, stomach, chest, shoulders, chins, elbows, eyes, eyes. Band, are you ready? Band, are you ready? Backwards, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Band, hold, and stop. Could we compress? Can we get everybody on one line, please? Everybody on 1 yard line. 35-yard line. Everybody on the 35-yard line. Who's the freshman that's left? Who's left?
No.
Who's that? Sydney is left. Dance team? Figures.
Drumline.
Drumline.
Wow.
But you're not a freshman then.
Come on, Josh!
Okay, face your parents. We move it up to, what are we at now? 150, let's go to 156. Detail to the ready. Detail, 10, hut.
Hey!
To the ready. Detail, 10, hut.
Hey!
Detail, about face. Detail, left face. Detail, left face. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Dr. B. March, time, march. Forward, march. march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Right flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. March, time, march.
40. Right.
Forward, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Right fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Left fade, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Left flank, march. March, time, march.
Did it!
Forward, march. March, time, march. Band, halt. Detail, left face. Move up to 160. Detail, right face. Detail, right face. Detail, about face. Detail, left face. March, time, march. Forward, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Backwards, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. They're not on the line, they're out. Forward, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left fade, march. Backwards, march. Right fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Left fade, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right fade, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Right flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. Left fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Band, halt. Detail, right face. To the ready. Detail, 10, hut. Detail, left face. Detail, left face. Detail, about face. Detail, right face. Detail, left face. Judges, I want you to be real picky. Detail, right face. Dr. B. March, time, march. Left fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. Left flank, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Left flank, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Left flank, march. Right flank, march. Right flank, march. Backwards, march. March, time, march. Forward, march. Right flank, march. Left fade, march. March, time, march. Backwards, march. Left fade, march. Mark time, march. Backwards, march. Right fade, march. Mark time, march. Mark time, march. Forward, march. Left flank, march. Mark time, march. Mark time, march. Band, halt, and stop. How about a hand for Dominique, raise your hand. This is the second year in a row, isn't it? Has been our marching champion. Nice job, Dominique. Amanda, raise your hand. Nice job, Amanda. Do it, Nick. Nick, stand up. Big hands for Nick. And we're going to have a salute. The bottom three. Nick, Dominique, and Amanda. Join them out at the 30-yard line. This is what they do at UMass Amherst.
Detail, present, arms, 1, 2.